Hi, my name is Katherine Kitzhaber, and welcome to my fourth book critique set. The first book I read this week is Encyclopedia Brown, Boy Detective, and this is one of the books in the Encyclopedia Brown series. This book is about a boy named Leroy Brown, who's also known as Encyclopedia Brown, and he's the town's detective. He helps solve cases all throughout the town and also helps his father, who is the police chief, with his cases. Next, I read Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, which is a rhythmic book about the letters of the alphabet and a coconut tree. Wonder is the popular story about a boy named August Pullman who has a deformed face and is faced with going to school for the first time and trying to make new friends and fit in. So You Want to Be President is a fun book that explores the duties of being a president, showing both the good things and the hard things that come with being a president. Rascal is a fun book about a boy named Sterling who rescues a baby raccoon and decides to keep him as a pet. As Rascal grows older, the townsfolk start to complain about the raccoon, and Sterling has to decide what he'll do with his beloved pet. The Giving Tree is a sweet story about a boy and a tree, and how the tree provides for the boy all his life. Even as the boy grows older, the tree still continues to find new ways to provide for the boy. Finally, my feature text is Monster Math, and this book is about a bunch of monsters who go to a party. The monsters are coming and going throughout the party until finally one monster is left with her mom. I chose this book as my feature text because it incorporates math and poetry, which are two very valued topics that are often seen as boring. So in an effort to give them a better reputation, I decided to use this book. So my first lesson plan, I used the Common Core Standard for math. This is a first grade lesson plan, and it is using addition and subtraction within 20 to solve word problems. So for this lesson plan, I would have the students read the book and then have them color little monster counters to use, and then I would have the students do a word problem sheet so they get the hang of what word problems are and how to do them using their monster counters. Then I would have each student create their own word problem, and the students would then be able to share their word problems with each other and take turns solving them. My second lesson plan is a fourth grade English language arts lesson plan, and I also use the Common Core Standard for this one. And in this lesson, we're going to focus on the poetry side of the book, looking at the different elements of poems, like the structure and the voice or the rhythm of the poem. So for this lesson plan, I would read the book and while reading point out the structural elements like verse and stanza and rhyme and rhythm. And then I would have the students work in groups, and each group would be assigned one page, and the students should identify the elements of poetry within that page. Then the students would write their own poem with at least four lines and a rhyme scheme. The students will then share their poems to a Padlet, which can be shared with the parents of the class. And finally, the students will have a poetry reading day where they can read their poems to the class. So I created the Padlet for this lesson. So here's like an example of what the Padlet would look like with different poems that the students write, and they put their poems and then they also include what their rhyme scheme is so that they get used to that idea of rhyme scheme. That is all I have. Thanks for listening. Bye.